in a chest, and if you find those Rydia summons, she'll be powering through this early game, in spite of how she tapers off at the end. We are about to get underway, though, so let's see who our partners are and what our first key item is going to be. Ooh, fantastic. Ninja team start. That's a very welcome sight.
And we have a magma key, so that also has us scooting along right at the start.
Yeah, no one's going to have to dig for their underworld access. It'll be interesting to see how this changes people's routing. A lot of players have an idea at the start, you know, if it's on free lunch, I'm going to take this path and build my team. If it's no free lunch, I'm going to take this path and get a whole bunch of treasure. But that magma key opens so many more locations. We'll see if anyone decides to make an early dive into the underworld.
Yeah, that can definitely change things up a lot, because we're dealing with something that's now so open that you have to now kind of plan your choices very carefully.
Vitasia and Nightdew both opting to hop into Barren Town. Nightdew going for loot. Vitasia checking the item shop and finds sirens already. So that's an excellent grind option available, especially with the underworld already open. Magus wanting another key item ASAP, heading to Troya, and Dipwood's going to go ahead and open up that underworld.
And we see Rydia already alerting Bahamut, like we called it, so...
Nightdew's going to be very happy with that play. Very few bosses are going to stand in his way this game. I was so excited about that Bahamut, I missed the key item that Almagus got from Edward. Did you see it, Scala?
It looked like I know Almagus, he's fast on those text boxes. It went by a little fast for me, so we'll see if we can see in just a second there.
Hopefully our tracker was able to catch it. If not, we'll get a good look in a moment.
We have...
Chat is pointing out to us it was the rat tail. So that is... Fetch quest item doesn't unlock anything on its own until you actually have the hook and can carry that hovercraft over to Silvera.
So we do have Dipwood heading straight down into the Fey March. Let's see what our key item is there. Oh, now we're seeing more of our party. We've got Rosa as one of our characters in Mysidia.
The duplicate Rydia, though, and that is one of the side effects of playing with the C3 flag on. You're going to see duplicates, and hopefully you'll get your party filled out with characters before too long. Let's see, Dipwood going for that key item in the vanilla rat tail chest. Just a sand ruby, which sometimes can be very helpful. It gives you, all it does is give you the character sleeping in the capo bed. On C3, probably not going to be that worthwhile, though.
And it looks like Vistasia's going over to Kaipo, so we might actually just get a little hint as to who is currently sleeping in the bed.
Yeah, fantastic party so far. As Demarine's pointed out in chat, Edge, Rydia, Rosa, you're good. You don't even need a fourth character. You can go beat the game with those three.
Oh. And it's Sid, so Sid will be another character we add to our roster.
Vitasia finding in the one treasure spot in Capo Town an Avenger Sword, one of the best weapons in the game, but it can only be used by Cecil and Kane. So if our fifth character ends up being one of those two, Vitasia will probably get some really good use out of it.
We'll have to see. They're heading up now to Damsian. They're going to probably go. Yeah, they're going to go get the treasures first, and then they'll go and see who is in our Spoony Bard spot.
Nightdew surprisingly going straight up Hobbs instead of checking the free character spots. I wonder if he forgot the fact that this is free lunch instead of no free lunch. Of course, there is a character here. It may be our fifth, but why do the fight for it if you don't need to, you know?
Well, like you said earlier, a lot of people have been training hard on those League flags, so this might just be a case of muscle memory.
Definitely. Oh, and it is a duplicate edge guarded by a lunar boss. Let's see if it's one that they care to fight. We have Plague. Edge will probably make fairly short work of this monster, so at least it's easy XP, even if he's not getting a character for his trouble.
Vestasia just gets a duplicate Rydia and Damsian.
Ooh, who is our 5th character going to be?
I know. We're waiting for the reveal.
Dipwood dipped, name appropriately enough, into Sylph Cave to talk to Yang, which, no Pam, but that's okay. This still unlocks a key item at Sheila up in Fabul, Yang's wife, for those of you who've only played the vanilla game. And that way, I like that play a lot when you have early Underworld access, because if you're going to fight the Fabul Gauntlet spot anyway, you're already teleported up the right tower. You're halfway to her, get those 2 key items at once.
Yes. I know a lot of people, though, they do like to wait until they get the pan before they dip down, you know, which is also a fair enough play, but in this case, you can just go, talk to him, go back to Sheila and get your item, so it might be worth a little extra time to do that dip.
Absolutely. Double dipping does, of course, use up a little extra time, and, you know, some flags you may want to do it, some you may not. If you're playing a higher K-level seed, this one, being K1, only has 17 key items in 17 locations. If you're doing a K3 or K4, all of a sudden you have 7 additional trap chests to check in Sylph Cave, so you might put it off.
And Night Dew finds the Dark Imps over in Fabul, so that won't be too difficult of a fight for them.
Yeah, especially with Rydia having enough MP to summon that dragon now. It's going to be very short work.
Get a little bit of fireworks, and hooray, Fabul is saved.
Scala, you're getting a little extra hype in the chat, I see. Looks like you have some family out for the night.
Oh my goodness. Hello, and thank you for the bits. Fandangalo is my brother. Oh, and going into Fabul pays off, we have the hook. Now, we don't need it to get underground, but we do get a extra character by going to Cave Ablana. So, and that also opens up a shop for us, and we can now also turn in our rat tail, see where that next item chain leads us.
Definitely. That is definitely a spot no one wants to forget. And also, if we end up getting the pink tail, it'll give us an adamant armor. Probably the best single item in the game, just because of how any party can use it, no questions asked. And of course, because this is P0, our runners will probably be trying to find the pass, and it's been hidden in the Eblin town in the cave quite a few times.
Oh, and we have Vanilla Antlion tonight.
Again, with this party, not going to be much of an issue. Rosa pumping out the damage on that arrow crit. Let's see what Vitasia gets here. After they're done gaining all their levels, of course.
Got the Twin Harp.
Ooh, I know you're excited about that.
I know. If y'all haven't had the chance to see a Free Enterprise seed, one of the more popular randomizations is that Edward's song that he plays during the Dark Elf fight will be randomized to some tune. A lot of them are other classic Final Fantasy songs. There's a couple, though, from other games, so it's always a treat when we do see the Twin Harp required.
Yeah, that and the Z Flag, probably the 2 biggest fun factor aspects that are randomized to the game. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Vitasia, treat us to that song as soon as you feel confident in your party. Having a little bit of overlap now, our featured runners heading to places everyone else has already been. Hopefully we'll get a little more information in a bit about what this seed has in store for us.
It's always nice to see a nice little friendly high five, though.
Of course. Vitasia, unlike Night Dew, does not care to fight a lunar boss, does not want a duplicate ninja, and they're going to head on their merry way. And as, of course, you can also see from the T4 flags all this great gear available, finding white robes, full moons, crystal swords, Avenger swords. Of course, because this is our, what did you call it, Scala? Free lunch?
Free lunch set menu.
Free lunch set menu, there we go. Because it's that, having this good gear, it may just end up turning into a pile of money because you're not going to find someone to use it.
That is true. Also, we see Mage stepping in to the Febble shop. We saw that we do have exits and Bacchus wines in there. We also have coffins in there, so all really good stuff that we want to see that will help expedite the game for us.
Very, very useful items there, of course. Bacchus wine, an item that berserks whichever character uses it. Very popular for wrecking certain bosses, including the final one, Zeromus. Exits save you a little bit of hiking as needed. So yeah, we'll see if Magus has the cash to spare on a few of those for future use.
Also with the coffins, that ends up often being part of the dragon grind. It's the egg grind, I should say, not to confuse it with the D machine grind, another option that we might see. But because we opened up the underground so early, we're definitely going to see some omelets this evening.
And with sirens, we're selling Baron Castle Town too.
Yes.
They don't even have to hunt them.
We still are on the hunt for the pass. We see Vestasia dropping into Silvera, seeing if they might have it.
No pass, but you could buy. You could soft lock your game by buying enough dark matter to fill your inventory. But that would be pretty much the worst way to forfeit, I would say.
It would at least be a creative way.
That's true. That's true. Dipwood taking down Antlion in short order. Nightdew hiking out of the cave as well. Let's see who will be the first one to go turn in that rat tail for the free item. Magus going to unlock the hovercraft as well. The why fight a boss for more loot if you don't have to, of course.
Exactly.
There we go. Nightdew has hoisted the hovercraft, headed to Silvera. Let's see what the next path our runners will take will be. And as a reminder, while this is overlapping, make sure you give all 4 of these runners a follow if you're not following them already. Very active, not just playing the free Enterprise Randomizer, but other games as well. All fantastic runners. Make sure you give them a follow and see if you can learn a little bit more about this game. Maybe we'll get you involved in the next league.
Yeah, and if you'd ever like to join in, obviously while we do have the league going on, we still continue to have our community races, which are open to all community members. If you'd like more information about Free Enterprise in general, you can go to ff4-free-enterprise.com, and you can come and join us in the community.
Okay, finally gonna get this rat tail check. Let's see what we have.
Is the Baron key.
Well, that can be quite useful. It does open up yet another character spot, and we've not seen our 5th party member. It's a lower level boss than well, 2 bosses than you would fight in the underworld, and there's of course a whole lot of treasure in Baron Castle. But I don't think Nightdew's been underground yet, so he'll probably make that loop soon, I would think. Vestasia landing back at Baron, guessing they're either going to get... Okay, I was thinking they may either buy Sirens and go ahead and do a little grind, but instead it looks like they're going to go get the key item in the cafe in the back.
Oh, and there we have... Oh, we missed it when we were doing the checks earlier, but there is our 5th member. There is... That looked to be Palome.
Yeah, that's definitely the Black Mage of the twins. Fantastic spot for Odin as well. Very nasty boss if you fight later in the game, but that is that spot right there is pretty much a dream. Yeah, it's Pal and Fluffy Mittens.
The green pajamas give it away.
Yeah. The real tricky part is when they're asleep in the Kaipo bed, and all you can see is the ponytail. That's when it becomes a little tricky to figure out.
This is good. So we have a good idea of our party composition. We're going to have one black mage, well, 2 black mages by the end, because more than likely we're going to see Rydia grow up. 1 white mage, and then 2 DPS, and we do know pretty much who we're going to have as our agility anchor for later on in the fight.
Yeah, having Sid in this, very convenient. He has a nice, relatively low agility, so put him in the middle. The question is, how will they end up arranging their party? Because that means you have to put one of your mages in the front row if you want Sid in the front row too.
That is a little bit dangerous.
I'm a big fan of a good Zerker Rosa. And if we find a Dragon Whip for Rydia, that could also be fun to see.
Oh, that would especially be fun to watch for our Dragon Egg grind. Alright, let's see, what key item are we going to find? The tower key.
The excellent item to find as well. We were talking about single dipping versus double dipping earlier. This means that you don't have to worry about having to do a single dip into Lower Babel. Very obnoxious dungeon to go through because we mentioned those exit items earlier. Nope, can't exit, can't warp. You have to walk every step of the way through battle. Look like El Magus eyeballing those sirens. It would not surprise me if we see him go ahead with a little bit of a grind.
Well, the thing is, he's already in Baron. He's going to go ahead. He's going to turn in that Baron key.
That's fair. And if it does give him his 5th character, then he'll definitely be ready to go. It's an interesting gamble you can make as well. I've seen racers who, as soon as they get someone like Palom, will go ahead, go do the grind, get at least Quake, just because that trivializes so many monsters. On the other hand, if you wait until you have 10 key items, you're going to be getting double experience. So it's kind of, do I make things easier for me going forward, or do I make things as fast as possible at the end?
Yeah, so it's always that little bit of push and pull, that little bit of balance you have to find out.
Vitasia getting wiped by the Magus sisters. Gonna give it another go, though. Let's see if it pans out a little better for them this time.
So, OPT Lawyer asking in chat, is it possible that the 5th character is in only 1 spot? Possible, but highly unlikely. Just because we have so many spots open. Altogether, we have... I'll double check my notes. We have like 18 spots open. And we only have 5 characters. So we're seeing a character only available in 1 spot, probably not what we're going to have happen.
And it wouldn't surprise me if Boardface, the developer of this wonderful randomizer we're playing and watching, may have put a failsafe in just to make sure it's not that terrible for you. Like, I know that you're a character, for instance, if you're playing with the V2 flag, where your goal is to complete the giant, you won't have a character under C3 only available in the spot at the end of the giant.
And Game Boy, yes, that is correct. C3 only has 5 characters. That's it. So we already know who our 5 are going to be for this seed. We've got Palom, Rydia, Rosa, Edge, and Sid for this seed.
So, it's a very fun feature. I'm a fan of it as well. There's no more hemming and hawing over who you're going to take to Zeromus. You know who you're taking to Zeromus under C3.
And Vistasia clearing the way, getting that tower key. But it looks like they have not turned in the rat tail just yet, so they don't know that they could also get the Baron key, kind of smooth things out a little bit. We'll see if they go and turn it in now that they've completed the inn.
And let's see who has stolen the throne of Baron this week.
It is Octomam! Keeping with our aquatic theme.
Yeah, it clearly it has to be some kind of aquatic monster to sit on the throne, right? Right. Chat pointing out that there was an Artemis bow in the little treasure storeroom there. A very useful item, actually, especially if you can get Artemis arrows, because even Sid can pump out more damage with the proper bow setup than he can with his strongest axe. Nightdew opting to do a little more looting rather than heading straight into the boss fight, which Magus clears up in short order. Octomammoth not being that threatening in most places.
It is pretty funny, though, to watch it have to die with almost all of its tentacles intact. Not a pleasure you get to have in vanilla.
Dipwood is going to be the first of our runners to complete their party, picking up Sid from the bed with that sand ruby.
And we see we have a duplicate Palom in Baron Castle.
So nothing new there yet. And of course, the side effect of doing Baron Castle is having to sit through quite a bit of time with cutscenes. Great time if you're running the game to stretch your legs, run to the restroom, etc.
Give a good hand stretch as well.
Boardface dropping the knowledge in chat tonight. He has checked his code, and he distributes the characters as evenly as possible. So we will have 3 characters appearing 4 times and 2 characters appearing 3 times. You do not have to worry about that one single location hiding your 5th party member. That's excellent to know, and thank you for that information, Board.
Thank you, Board. And Magus got himself the adamant for all of his trouble in Baron Castle.
Ugh, you know, it is still a key item. It brings him one step closer to getting 10, but that's never one you want to see. Even if you have it and the Legend Sword, under these flags, that doesn't unlock any progress for you at all. And, of course, C3, there's no Cecil available, so even the Excalibur would be of no use other than Edge flinging it at one foe.
Looks like Angus is going to go ahead, start on his grind.
Only 7 key items, but the advantage of this, again, is with this party leveled up, nothing's going to be able to stand in his way, pretty much. The one exception I could think would probably be a Valvalis in a bad spot, because we don't have Kain, of course. But even then, a Berserked Edge with... most of our runners, I believe, have a Masamune and a Full Moon. Edge will handle that.
Yeah, he'll be able to cut through her tornado.
Boardface, I'll go post that in feedback and ideas, and we'll see if we can get the devs to do something about that for you. That's actually a genius idea, though. Although, I guess if you're playing on V1 Forge the Crystal mode, where you do have to have the Adamant to win, that's like medium ant? Kind of okay ant? No.
It's a requirement.
Oh, there we go. Oh my god. Why have you not done commentary before? Why have you been holding this back for us?
I mean, one of the big things about being a commentator is you have to at least get one bad pun in per stream. All right, we haven't seen our boss yet at the Dwarf Castle. Oh, it looks like we have somebody who at least the music will be appropriate for.
That's true. The Dr. Lugay sharing the same weird little what kind of song? I don't know what type of song that would actually be classified as, but he shares it with the Calbrina, and we'll have a good little dance going on to it.
Oh, I always love the dance. It's one of my favorite little parts of the randomizer.
My favorite one I've seen is the one time I got the elements in this spot, and you get to see all 4 of your elemental fiends just dancing in such beautiful unison. Dipwood buying a stack of Hourglass items. Of course, if you played the vanilla game and not done a lot of free enterprise, a lot of these items you'll have not seen. Boardface went in, and if you're playing with the J flags on, you'll get to see all the Japanese items that were dummied out of the game, and on free lunch flags, those Hourglasses can put certain bosses into stop status, making them completely trivial. We'll see if Dipwood gets to put those to use in a little bit.
So let's see. So we have Vistasia finally going down into the Fey March.
Gonna get the Sand Ruby there, which, again, will let them round out their party all the way.
He's just cutting right through Lugay and Balnab, so let's see who we got next up.
Knight do at the same time, dipping Evelyn. I'm guessing either going for their 5th character or checking for the pass, probably both.
Well, still no pass just yet. Oh, he just is rewarded with Sid, finally running his party, and he's got to fight the Dark Elf now.
Which can be a more annoying boss at this spot, if only because a lot of bosses here with this party, you'd think, oh, I get to one-shot it. But you do have to sit through the transformation. But other than that, I think, yeah, Edge is going to get his drink on, and I think Magus is going to stretch his fingers and take a sip of coffee.
And nothing, Knighty decided not to go check the character spot in Cave Elblana, just decided to dip out after seeing that the pass wasn't available.
Yeah, given, again, this party, like Demarine joked it very early on, Edge, Rydia, Rosa, you're good. That's all you need. Anything else is just gravy. Admittedly, Palom is great gravy, but okay, I can't take that metaphor any further. That's weird. Ninja swords for sale in the Baron shop, very expensive, and I don't think actually that much better than the Full Moon. Let's see. A few points of DPS higher. Could make a difference at Zeromus.
Stasia giving Yang a visit as well. We still have not seen what Sheila has for us.
We saw her first item.
Oh,
it was
this?
Oh. I could have sworn we got one item from her.
Let's see. What did Magus get for his trouble?
Darkness
Darkness.
Crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And that'll, that gives moon access, which isn't as big of a deal under these flags. The one exception, of course, will be if the pass is sold in the Hummingway shop, which would be a great troll. Would love to see our runners have to do that cutscene just to add a few more minutes to their lives.
Also, our wonderful tracker tonight, Zangrief, says that we have not talked to Sheila just yet. So
Really? Even the people who spoke to Young early did not do that while they were up there. I mean, I know I've forgotten that before. I've cleared Fabul, walked outside, started to fly south, complete 180, fly back north. It's like, oh, why did I go into Sylph Cave again? Yeah.
yes,
Then if the crystal is there, Scala, I will be so excited.
People who have seen me hanging out in the chat during the community races know that I will usually be the one behind the chance of Sheila has the crystal. Always fantastic when she's the one who ends up having it. She's quite a gem collector.
Well, I mean, she has 2 key item spots, and so it makes sense that it would be more likely than anywhere else. But it does seem to happen a little more than it probably should. Elmagus hunting for the pass now, it seems. I'm guessing he's going to town as he's in the neighborhood. Let's see if he goes up to Dark Elf.
Oh, looks like he's heading in that direction.
Excellent. Well, fingers crossed. Hopefully our restreamer will be able to get the sound switched over to Elmagus' stream, and we'll get a little bonus treat for everyone in chat tonight. A little music hype.
Always music hype.
Dipwood and Vitasia, both following in the footsteps of our other... Well, Vitasia's actually going to buy Sirens, it looks like, while Dipwood gonna go ahead and clear the squid off the throne.
Mm-hmm. Nighty looks like they're preparing to go into Dwarf Castle.
So at this point of our 4 featured runners, the only one who's about to give us new information is definitely Elmagus, and we'll see if treating us to music pays off for him, or if it ends up being something like Legend Sword would be kind of a bust. But Package would be a bust. Luca Key would be a treat. But of course, the crystal is the big ticket item.
We're going to get that audio switch. And if not, hopefully one of our other runners will be able to dip in there later on in the race.
Well, hopefully it will be the crystal then, just to guarantee that just to guarantee the song for everyone on a subsequent dip in there.
We see Vestasia has actually waited, has not done Fabul yet, so hopefully after they clean up these dark imps right quick, we'll be able to see what Sheila's been holding on to.
Let's see who the Dark Elf really was all along. It's Old Man Winters, who runs the haunted amusement park. No, just a couple Baron guards. The can be annoying in some spots because they counter all magic attacks with Piggy, which makes you unable to cast magic. And they counter physical attacks with Mini, which makes you unable to do any kind of appreciable damage. Of course, having those coffin, at least one coffin in his inventory, and the free lunch flag being set to 0, easy peasy.
Yeah,
And
not
come
having. Let's see. Earth crystal. So
Which
a
does-
crystal.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
A crystal, but not the one we're looking for this night.
But it could still gate the crystal, in which case, still required, we will get our song. Fingers crossed, clear hearts, open eyes. I got that backwards. We have Dipwood heading into Cave Magnus as well. Let me see if I can swing something for chat right quick.
Let's see. Kind of seeing some of the fights we saw earlier. Right now, we're waiting to see. Oh, there we go. We managed to switch it over to Dipwood's audio. So let's go ahead and find out what our song is for this evening.
Huge thanks to our restreamer, Yanni, for treating us to the tunes. You wanted them, we got them. Let's see what Edward is playing for us tonight. I gotta turn my volume up. I gotta hear this.
Everyone's waited with bated breath. Oh, nice.
Isn't that Final Fantasy III?
Mm-hmm, that is.
I don't know the name of it, but I know what game it's from.
Yeah, I know it's FF3 as well. That's one of those ones where I'm not quite as on tune with the song names.
Yeah, I know pretty much every song from a Final Fantasy I haven't played, I know because of how much time I sank into Record Keeper. That's about it.
Dude, it has it in chat that it's the first overworld theme.
Excellent. Well, it's a really good theme, and I may need to find a good translation of Final Fantasy 3J and play sometime. Naidu giving us all eye strain, walking around while poisoned. What a jerk.
Oh no, Naidu, please.
No respect for the audience. How dare you, Naidu? Very ashamed. I'm gonna chew him out later. Okay, there we go. There's the cabin. There we go.
Oh, thank you, Ovok Jam. Eternal Wind. I was pretty sure that was the name of the track, but I didn't want to call it and be incorrect. So I think at this point, I think we've checked all the shops that we could for the pass.
I believe so, and given that we have Cave Evelyn access, that leaves only the Hummingway shop. So we are going to get to go to the moon.
I mean, with someone though, like we might just he might just walk the moon instead rather than going pass hunting. It'll be up to him.
If he's checked all the shops and he knows it's at Hummingway, I think it's still faster to sit through that cutscene than to make the Walk of Shame. If only because you would still have to wait and see the character on the lunar dais. And yeah, I bet if it's Hummingway Pass, we'll see people fly to the moon, turn right back around, fly back to Earth. Longest way ever to go.
Also, Dipwood is still in mini form, which is
oh, what a treat.
Thank you, Dipwood, for leaving that up for all of us to enjoy.
Magus going ahead and doing a bit more grinding, of course, with 10 key items. This will go by very quickly. And then, let's see, what options does he have to go crystal hunting? At this point...
Well, we see Nightdew going to the tower, so we've got that. And they're going straight up into the cannon room to get that unlocked on their way up.
I think Babel is the logical choice here, because with that key, you do get 2 key items instead of just 1. Of course, someone may decide to gamble on the Zot play. It seemed to be kind of a deep item chain, having to go Twin Harp, 2 Earth Crystal. I mean, either one can pay off. This is definitely the more item-dense location. And sadly, Nightdew will not know what this key item is until he's on his way out. And let's see. Nightdew's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 key items. Okay, I was wondering that. A lot of people, because you don't see this key item until you're on your way out, will go do the vanilla Lugae spot first. If it's your crystal, ta-da, you're done. Get out of dodge. But Easy Fight would make the difference between 9 and 10 key items, so that's why Nightdew's doing it then.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. So we might see Almagus at that point just skipping over that fight and going straight to Lugae.
Yeah, having the key items set already, probably won't go to that spot unless he needs it. Dipwood about to give us our view of who is in the Magus Sister spot. And Nightdew finds the Evelyn Royals. Edge is about to beat up his parents, and this was basically a freebie up here. Very easy boss fight. Nightdew will have no problems. So 2 easy boss fights in Babel. Very good to see.
Always a good time. Well, a very sad time where we're going to be brought down to the Hades, but still a good time.
Vitasia, I also headed into Babel, finding one of the alert chests there. Calbrina at the Magus Sister spot, which not a bad boss to find here, because Magus Sisters combined have a lot of HP, so when it's a single target, it can be kind of annoying to work it down, but split up amongst 6 targets, Iridia's going to do some work here with her dragon friend.
And there he is, and let's see if we get him all down in 1. And we're good. No worries.
Again, getting Iridia to start your seed and then seeing Bahamut right off the bat in Baron, very happy sight, turns it very much into a jet seed for everyone. Alright, Nightdew about to get the Dr. Lugae key item. Let's see if this is it or if Dipwood made the correct decision.
Pan!
More fetch questing, let's go! Given, I think Nightdew did not do the single dip into Sylph Cave, so this is actually going to let him get a little caught up, as long as the crystal's not at one of these other spots. Usually very exciting to go to Zot because of there being 2 character spots here. If your team is hurting or weak, it's usually a great place to get an upgrade. Of course, C3, pardon me. C3, where you have only 5 characters, not going to happen.
But we'll see if this play was correct, though, for the key item.
Game Boy F9, I think that's a fair trade. Here, have this Earth Crystal, and then zap me. Just what I wanted.
Oh, and there's Golbez himself. He's the one who's on cleanup duty this evening.
He's like, oh, yeah. Thanks for that Earth Crystal.
All right, and what do we get from the town? Legend Sword is what we're going to get from the Super Cannon spot.
Oof. So Legend Sword plus Pan. That does put Naidu at 10 key items. It looks like he's going to go ahead and do his grind now. Should be interesting to see where Elmagus heads next, though, since we know Tower of Babel not panning out, except that it did pan out.
We still haven't seen, though, if Zod is the correct play. We have to kind of wait our way through Golbez and his dragon feeding.
Yeah. And, leaving Dipwood with only Sid and Rosa up. And he pops a Bacchus wine on Rosa. Okay, let's see if she can do enough damage to knock out Golbez. Should take about 3 or 4 shots with the HP at this location. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Rosa's got this covered. Pew, pew, pew!
Oh wow, he got that in before we got the
heal.
Yeah.
I think that would have been enough damage to trigger Golbez's concession speech.
And there it is.
Yeah, except I'm guessing, can you not? I need to actually look at Golbez's script. I'm not sure if he'll do the counter if he's not advanced that far. That's interesting.
That would be good to know for the future. I see the Zerka Rosa right there in chat. You had to.
I mean, she's the best character in the game for many reasons, and that's one.
So right now we see Elmagus and Naidu doing a bit more of the omelet grind up there.
Definitely. The only character really to worry about here is Rydia. She'll have the least HP of all 5, and she levels up the slowest of all 5. So it wouldn't surprise me if she ends up taking a nap when we get to the Zeromus fight.
So Dipwood got the Luca key.
Ooh, man, that is a hefty item chain. Twin Harp into Earth Crystal into Luca key. I hope he just chases this chain to the end and sees if it works. Of course, having 10 key items, you got to do a little grind first before you attempt the Luca Cave. Probably one of the few bosses on Earth that can actually give you a run for your money.
So all we basically have left is the Sealed Cave and Sheila's 2 items.
Which, if her first item is the crystal, and we could have had it so long ago.
Well, wait, no one has actually gone to our deals either.
Well, that's fair. Who wants to go do that?
Exactly. I mean, that's totally fair on this flag set when we don't have Cecil.
Well, the moon will not have any key items under these flags, sadly. If it were no free lunch, we could at least have held out hope that Mist Dragon was hiding there. But on K1 and N0, you're going to find all your key items on the blue planet. But yeah, leaving ordeals, so a lot of people, let me think of how to appropriately phrase this. Ordeals takes forever. There are 3 boss fights, you get only 1 key item. The other buffs that you can usually get there are based on the characters you have. If you have Fu under these flags, you get to fight 3 bosses, that's 300 extra HP and 9 spells. If you have Cecil, you convert him from useless Donkey Kong Cecil into powerful Paladin Cecil, and Tella stops sucking quite so bad and gets all his spells too. Having none of those 3, why would you go there?
Let's see if Vestasia's going to make the play back to football. No, they're going to go in the back way to the Dwarf Castle?
There's a healing pot here.
Oh, gotcha. Free healing.
Yeah, which may be faster than using a cabin, so I don't blame them for taking that quick little sidetrack. Elmagus, done grinding, gonna go bonk the monk with the frying pan. Keeping my fingers crossed at this point for Ordeal's Crystal, just to be the ultimate troll.
We thought this seed was just going to be such a jet, and then Ordeals.
There's our bonk. Sylph's gonna give us a little loot today.
We got Defense Sword is what we've got, which for us pretty useless.
Yeah, another weapon only usable by Kane and Cecil. So, womp womp.
Alright. Looks like we're just gonna go straight back to Fabul.
OPT Lawyer, it depends on your team. The question is not just speed of it, it's also whether or not how much benefit you gain from it. In this case, you literally only gain one key item. If you have, 2 of Cecil, Fu, and Tella, then all of a sudden you get so much more from it. So
Okay.
it's just a question of incentive.
So Shield's first key item is the spoon, and her second is the pink tail. So no, looks like where it's either the sealed cave or ordeals.
And let's see. So given that that's this, okay. So remaining items then, sealed cave and ordeals will have the package and the crystal. So either Dipwood is going to have taken the long path through Zot, and it culminates in a measly package, or it culminates in the crystal. Amaga's going to take the path of less resistance here and go check ordeals for us, rather than heading up into Zod.
I mean, with his party grinded up as high as they are, this is, while it's still 3 bosses in a cutscene, it's at least going to be a cakewalk of 3 bosses in a cutscene.
Exactly. Well, we could be keeping our fingers crossed for back attack Wyvern.
Ooh. Unfortunately, we do not get back attack Yang, which is objectively the best back attack boss battle in the game. Don't at me.
100%. 100%. Although actually, we do have the Y-Burn flag on tonight, so even if it was back attack Wyvern, we wouldn't see that delicious mega nuke.
We do see our dear friend Bahamut, though, waiting for us as our first ordeals boss. Of course, me just making very quick work, not even bothering for a heal.
Not even bothering to swap rows either.
Yes. And it's Leviathan, so back-to-back summon bosses.
Alright, fingers crossed. Asura at the Dark Knight Cecil fight. Let's have all 3 in a row.
That would be hashtag the dream.
Hashtag the dream.
Vestasia, has their stream stopped, or are they just contemplating?
Given that if you look in the bottom left, their last presses are still displayed up and right, guessing maybe a little bit of lag there or stream crash.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be cleared up soon enough.
In the meantime, we are going to get to see this ordeal's key item for El Magus. At this point, kind of hoping for the package here, which will mean this will be a full 17 of 17 seat, which we all love and enjoy, but a jet one at least.
It's the package!
Yes! Oh!
You sound way too happy about that commentator curse.
Well, I mean, 17 of 17 is always fun, and the best part is that he knows exactly now where his path is going to lead. It is going to be Zot to Luca Key to Crystal. There's no more pathing issues. It's literally the only option.
And then we have Pass on the Moon, so this is definitely a little bit of a hike.
Very trolly. Gotta love it.
Unfortunately, 17 of 17 is now a Franker Face emote. Not quite here, but it is available for anyone in the community who would like to use it.
Any one of you who runs Free Enterprise on the regular, Scala got our 17 of 17 Discord server emote put on the Franker Face Z extension. So add it to your channels. It's tons of fun, especially when we get one like tonight. Doing it, Dipwood, I would say, is not in the lead, and I'll tell you why. Even though Dipwood is, at this point, going to be the first of our featured runners to get the crystal, Dipwood does not have the darkness crystal.
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead, Scala.
Oh yeah, which is going to be required to get the pass.
Under the K1 flag set, not flag 1, pardon me, the V0 flag set, you have to have at least 2 specific key items to beat the game. You have to have the crystal to transform Zeromus into his final form, and you have to have either the pass or the darkness crystal to get to him in the first place. Because we've checked, I believe, every shop on the planet at this point, we know the pass is also on the moon. So even when Dipwood gets this crystal, he's going to have to go find the darkness crystal too.
Yeah, that's going to take him right back to the dwarf castle.
Demarine asking, why is Naidu not tracking this mess? For those of you wanting to be in on that joke, for our second of our 4 qualifiers, Naidu was on tracking, and it was a total jet seed, a very early crystal, early underground access, easy to find pass, didn't have to do any work at all. But tonight, Zangief doing excellent work for us. Props to our restreamer, Vonnie, who got us that music swap earlier. Props to our tracker Zangief for keeping us in the know. Both doing excellent work tonight.
So, oh, go ahead. So we got D-Lunar down in the sealed cave. And we did, of course, get that crystal. Already kind of knew that's what we were going to find there.
Elmagus going ahead and taking a trip to the moon. He knows where that pass is. And since he's already kind of near Mysidia anyway, routing that in very smartly to go ahead and knock it out now instead of having to fly back there later.
And there it is.
Dipwood not having too much trouble with these D-Lunars. Of course, making very pointedly to kill them with magic and other anti-dragon and anti-undead attacks. Hitting them with a normal physical attack triggers a very nasty counter script where they put walls on each other and start just throwing virus after virus at you. Terrible if you don't know the script and you just try to wail on them. Very handy to know it if you actually have magical sources of damage.
Yeah, we see Magus going straight up to Zot. He knows exactly now where his path's going to lead him.
Kind of sad. I'm not going to get to see his face when he runs into Golbez in the Valhalla spot. But at this point, with it being a 17 of 17 seed, I'm sure he's a little frustrated anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure he's just wanting to get everything over. So you can see, just breezing by all the chests, not even bothering.
And Scarlet, where did we get the Twin Harp again that sent us off on this long chain?
So, Twin Harp was back at Antlion.
It was the Antlion item, gotcha. I did not, oh yeah, because Magna Key was our starting item. It gave everyone access earlier.
Yes.
I would have really enjoyed it if our first item had been Twin Harp, and it was Yang instead of Vigan, of course. It was like, here you go. Don't say I never gave you anything. Enjoy your chase. But Antlion works just as well. Bahamut continuing to do work, start to end in this game, except for that very first fight everyone had where Rydia just didn't have the MP to cut it. But since then it's just dragon, dragon, dragon.
So Naidu taking their own time to tangle with Mylon up at the top of Mount Ordeals. They're probably going to figure out very quickly what direction they need to go in.
Well, Naidu has not actually checked the, actually, Naidu... Okay, I'm guessing they do have the spoon, now that I look at it. Because I know they went and spoke to, because they spoke to Sheila for the pink tail, so they had to have gotten the spoon as well first.
Okay.
Naidu about to be sent on that chain through Dark Elf Cave, into Zot, and then finally, at long last, to Sealed Cave. Ooh, and this is what I was worried about with Dipwood. They have their crystal. They know that the pass is available in a shop.
Oh, are they going pass hunting?
They're going pass hunting. Gonna go check the Eblin Cave shop now, and gonna be in for a little bit of disappointment before heading back to find that darkness crystal.
Let's...
Which I know would make me super salty to have to go to literally every shop on the planet, thinking that you're good to go, ready to go, and it's like, nope, you got to go find more key items.
Well, you know, everyone loves it when your reward is more game.
You know, that's true. I could watch this all night, so maybe for some reason there won't be a. Well, no, we already know the crystals in the sealed cave. Can't hope on that. Hey, we do have Vitasia back. The stream back up and going. Excellent to see.
Unfortunately, we don't know everything that they were doing while we lost connection, but hopefully we'll be able to figure it out soon enough.
Well, as long as they don't freeze again. Oh no! Oh well, these things happen.
Oh, well, okay, they're in February now.
Given that pan in their inventory, I'm guessing they've recently been to see Young and are about to be rewarded with absolute garbage that you don't need. Adamant armor's nice, but at this point, that would not be something I would want to see.
Oh, Mega's taking on wall strats. Just with only Rosa alive, just having her wall up, just give Golbez everything right back to him.
Very nice, very nice. And that's one reason why a lot of runners will prioritize getting Star Veils or Moon Veils early in the game. Just because if you have those, even very weak characters can usually stand up to Golbez.
So it looks like Dipwood's finally going into the tower.
Which,
unfortunately,
yeah, it's not a bad play because again there are 2 key items here, but we know better.
yeah, just not the play for this seed. And now, for me, just realizing that it is indeed a 17 of 17 seed.
I'm sure he logicked it out when he's like, oh, yeah, can't get to that spot at all if I don't have the key item first, and yeesh, what a seed. Gonna end up with a very impressive time nonetheless, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Any seed where you do 17 of 17, and you'll get a time that's probably going to be in the 110, 115 range. Wonderfully executed.
Absolutely, and what we would expect of all of our featured runners this evening. And to have everyone sort of to have Nightu and Vestasia both converging in on this chain, homing in on what direction that they need to go in.
Zangief saying the crystal landed in Ancient Cave, which a good we're not playing Lufia 2 tonight, Zangief, but yeah, Sealed Cave. And our restreamer has switched us over to El Magus' sound, which is nice because El Magus at this rate should be the first to Zeromus, going to be the first to have both the Darkness Crystal, well, not even that anymore, actually has the pass,
right.
And we'll be getting the crystal after this fight.
So I'm sure as soon as he's done here, we're going to go straight to see Zeromus.
Yeah, having done a few little grind sessions throughout the game to make sure his party was up to snuff for whatever he was going to fight, and then of course hitting 10 key items and going ahead and getting it done the rest of the way, we should be seeing a straight shot.
I'm sure he'll take care of the D-Lunars right quick.
We do have our first place finisher overall, though, Nirm. has finished in first place with a time of 59:27, making that sub-hour run. I'm guessing that Nirm didn't have to go quite a full 17 of 17.
Still, GG to Nirm.
If I had to guess, and this is just pure supposition, you know how everyone was trying to avoid ordeals? I bet Nirm still avoided ordeals.
Well, you have to admit, if you have your choice between ordeals and our little jaunty stroll to, across the top of the earth and then back down again, don't really blame them for trying ordeals.
Omag is throwing that Avenger sword that no one in his party can use to finish off the second D-Lunar. Don't need this junk. Nightdew following suit. We'll be wrapping up the Zot to get the Luca key, then access to the sealed cave. Apparently did not go to the moon yet though, so still either has to fly there and walk or get the pass and come back. Dipwood's deciding where to go now, having to make a new decision. Oh, and Dipwood deciding to do the 2 items you get by going through Sylph Cave and meeting with Yang and Sheila. So that'll put him a little bit behind. At this point, he will likely also be 17 of 17, with that last one being the Darkness Crystal in Dwarf Castle.
Actually, Dipwood has not checked our deals yet, so we might see them go in that direction, which, as we know, is a red herring.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that spot. Thank you.
Still, okay, let's wait and see. Stasia froze for a second, but back up again, so that's good.
Oh, this is funny because of
oh no! Because of the whale.
Because of the well, had to do a little bit of a hike to get back to Troya. Of course, you can park any vehicle you want there, and then you fly into the Tower of Zot, and then when you leave, whatever vehicle you used, if it's not the Enterprise, it's still going to be there.
Luckily, before there was actually not that bridge that mages use to get into Troya. Board added that for us as a little quality of life issue, just in case we run into this particular issue.
Yeah, so you don't have to go find a chocobo forest that a rare one that most people won't find on their vanilla playthrough. Engage. I'm going to try to answer this quickly before we get to see whose butt we kick tonight. How come there isn't a flag allowing the use of the exit spell in Sealed Cave? And that is because Final Fantasy IV is programmed very wonky. There's something called the warp stack.
Where else? Where everything gets done in secret.
Alright. Proto Man tonight. Classic Mega Man villain.
Always getting in your way. I don't think I've actually seen this one before, so that's actually a treat for me.
There's, I have seen Proto Man before. I mean, I'm one of those people who, I will often check in the Discord, the Restream channel, and it's okay, Yanni. And I will see who's running. It's okay. Thank you for letting us know. But Yeah, I've seen a good number at this point. So, but I'm always happy when we get one of the ones that we might not have seen as many times.
I've seen Sigma from the Mega Man X series a whole bunch, but I think Protomus is I think it is new to me. So.
And that is the fun of this game. It is always going to be new. There's a good chance that Z will always be new to you.
And El Magus berserking Rydia, going with Zerker Rydia strats to pump out a little additional DPS, trusting that our boy Palom can nerf all the big bangs, a technique used to make that do significantly less damage. It's like, Rydia, you're good. Go ahead. There's a problem. You must whip it. Or actually, it appears she has the Artemis bow equipped and is shooting it. I was kind of hoping for a Dragon Whip fight, but that 1200 damage of pop, very respectable on usually kind of a squishy mage type.
Yeah, we can see Magus doing one of the more common strats where you have your whole front row berserked, and then it's just the mages in the back you have to actually input commands on. Okay, thank you.
Maybe having some restream hiccups going on, it seems, based on chat's comments. Yanni's working to get this all squared away.
Don't worry though, folks. The fight is still going strong. We're just hoping to get this little issue ironed out.
Absolutely.
Looks like we might have caught up properly.
Yeah, that wonderful parallax scrolling background does do some havoc on screens, along with the time travel background in Chrono Trigger. Trying to think of some others that are notorious for it.
Oh, End of Earthbound.
Oh yeah, Earthbound fights are terrible.
Let's see though where we're at with. I guess we're. Well, it looks like we're gonna be seeing we can get Vistasia. There we go. Vistasia's all taken care of.
Yeah, so Vistasia's caught up now. An unnerfed Big Bang sends Rydia to the floor. Rosa and Edge still hanging on though. A great thing about having your white mage with nearly 2,500 HP.
Like we got those Cure 4s coming in real fast. Maybe everyone on their feet.
Black Hole, of course, will cancel out the Berserk effects ongoing on Sid and Edge, so these next attacks will do a little less damage until Magus can get them re-zerked. Gotcha, Yanni.
Thanks for letting us know. Well, he's rebacking up, getting back that DPS. I think he's probably just gonna leave Rydia where she is.
Yeah, her damage helped, but it's not necessary, and this way Rosa's Cure 4s will do more healing per character. I don't know if he's counting HP, but it looks like he knows he's near the end of the fight because he's letting Palom stay weak.
Oh, there's Meteo. So we're almost there.
Yeah, Meteo phase beginning when Zeromus has about 12,000 HP or less, and so should be good to go at this point.
And there we are. That is GG for El Magus. Came in at second place with an official time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 46 seconds.
We'll see if we can get him in for a little bit of an interview, see what he thought about this seed. Nightdew and Dipwood, meanwhile, roughly neck and neck, both summoning forth the big well. Dipwood looks a few little moments ahead, heading to the moon. Gonna see if he goes straight for the Hummingway store. He does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Nightdew will be following suit, so we should have a pretty good head-to-head Zeromus fight in just a moment. And in the meantime, we're working on getting Elmagus into the voice chat for an interview. Should be pretty soon. While he's on his way, just want to remind you of a few things coming up this week on the Randomania Network. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I believe, there's going to be multiple events being hosted. Both the Legend of Zelda Randomizer Royale and okay, there are actually two events. They were both on the calendar, pardon me. Same thing, Legend of Zelda Randomizer Battle Royale. Wednesday at 5 p.m., there's going to be the Super Mario Land 2 Randomizer League. And then at 9 p.m., there's the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Weekly Race. So make sure you stay tuned to Randomania for all your randomizer needs. We love it here. We love being a part of their community on Monday nights. So make sure you give the channel a follow and stop by the rest of the week, too. Elmagus, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey! GG!
Hey.
Congratulations, sir.
Thanks.
What did you think about that seed?
Yeah. Obviously made the wrong choices. It wasn't too bad though. With C3, I was going in, I was like, oh dear. There's some bad characters out there, but we got edge from the start, so it was pretty okay to roam around a little bit. Not too much trouble anywhere, really. Just wrong choice of key item locations on my end, really.
Gotcha. And then Rydia getting that relatively early Bahamut, saw her doing work for you. But I want to personally thank you. I love that you gave her the bow and arrows and let her go berserk during the Zeromus fight. Love it when my mages get to just go beat things up with melee weapons, or ranged weapons, whatever. So, beautiful to see. GG again.
Thanks.
Dipwood actually making a brief stop to get that adamant armor. That'll put Nightdew a little bit ahead on the Zeromus fight. Should be interesting to see if Dipwood can make up that difference.
Now, Magus, have you run a lot of the C3 before, or is this one of your first times with it, or did you do any practice ahead of time?
I ran one C3 seed before, and that wasn't too bad either. But so I'm actually waiting for the one that screws us over. We'll see when that happens. But I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Edward and Tella, you never want to see them, but what I'm hoping happens on one of these is 0 viable white mages. Like,
oh yeah,
just that's the dream, and I'm hoping it happens to us soon. We do have a third place finisher. Supremacy has finished with an official time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 40 seconds. It looks like we're going to start seeing people clean this up and come on across the finish line pretty soon.
Yep, especially as we see one of our featured runners, Nightdew, going right on into Zeromus. Dipwood not too far behind.
So, Elmagus, we were talking earlier about the Zemus Zone League and how you're currently leading the pack with the best Z-score. Are you going to show up for the next couple of qualifiers as well to keep people honest, or are you going to go ahead and rest on your laurels a little bit?
I mean, I would race if I can, but if I need to help out with restream and stuff, I'd prefer to do that, honestly, because, like, you know, the admins can definitely use the help. So we'll see what happens. I would like to race, but we'll see. Maybe we'll find out.
I know I'll keep my fingers crossed. It's always fun to see the top racers battle it out for these high levels. So I'm hoping that you get your chance. We have a fourth place finisher. Ginger Damas has wrapped up their Z fight with a time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 14 seconds. And of course, Nightdew and Dipwood will not be too far behind. Let's see if Dipwood can make up this small lead that Night Dew has going on.
It's kind of, it might be end up being one of those flash photo finishes.
Vitasia, alas, we don't know how far along they are. Hopefully we'll get a new page of the PowerPoint soon and have a better idea. Zot is an excellent sign. It means that they are on the path to get their crystal, so hopefully they're making excellent progress as well.
For Vitasia, we have every faith in you.
We have a 5th place finisher and a 6th place finisher, a 4-second snipe. Hippos finished in 5th with a 1:15.35. Ravlin hot on their heels with a 1:15.39. GG to both of them.
Oh, and we have another coming in 7th. We have Schmitty Games with a time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 1 second.
It appears that people definitely did kind of pick up on that item path. They cleared off all their dead ends and then started going through the nice long chain.
Not the absolute worst chain, but definitely not what we want to see.
We have definitely seen some rougher seeds. This one, not so bad.
And then coming in 8th place, we have Penguinator with a time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, 20 seconds.
Dipwood also letting his Rydia do some work with bow and arrows. Let's see if, wow, she is fast with those things too. Let's see if that helps him catch up on the damage compared to Night Dew. Ooh, it looks like he's just going to let his Rydia take a dirt nap. Berserk strats, of course, highly favored because you don't have to wait on your character to come up in the turn order. As soon as their ATB is full, they'll go ahead and take that attack, on top of having the actual boost to damage.
Everyone loves a game that plays itself. And Wells and Chad pointing out, yes, also Berserk does give a nice speed boost as well, so just keeps everything moving real fast, which is what you want in this fight.
I know some racers who've even taken it to the next level, where they won't even do Big Bang nerfs because they don't like having to wait on the spell animation. They want their Zerkers doing damage non-stop, no hesitation, no spell interruptions. Ooh, both runners in Meteo phase.
Oh, let's see what we end up with in the end.
And Dipwood takes it, comes from behind with the Rydia Berserker strats to snipe Night Dew. 7 seconds apart. The 1:18.14 versus 1:18.21. Wow. Let's see if we can get the two of them in here both.
And right on behind them, we have Mr. Ubick coming in 11th place with a time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 21 seconds.
Skull, given that... Okay, I do have the authority. Okay, let's bring Dipwood in here.
Okay.
There we go. I did not know I had that ability, but now I do. Dipwood, GG. Congrats on taking second place amongst our 4 restreamers. How do you like that seed?
Pretty good. I wasted a little too much time. I was pretty much on track to be like 4th overall, but yeah, I wasted a little too much time.
Yeah, you were actually the first of our 4 featured runners to get the crystal. You made the correct call and dove up into Zot, which led you to it. But then that pass being on the moon, how did you feel when you realized it had to be there?
Like I wasn't getting first.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. The rough spot for it to be having to find the darkness crystal on top of the normal crystal, but you did great. Another fun fact for you: you actually entered the Zeromus fight probably about 20-30 seconds after Night Dew, and still came from behind with your Rydia Zerker strats to cinch that spot. So GG on that.
Dude, people underestimate Artemis. That's better than Sid. I was hitting like, I think 2 hits for every one of Sid's 1 hit.
Oh yeah, the
So-
speed boost from both of, from the bow, and did you have adamant on her or a heroin robe or anything like that?
Yeah, I had heroin on her, and I put adamant on edge.
Yeah, she was going so fast, just shooting nonstop. Like very, very well done with that strat. GG again.
Thanks. It looks like that strat had me edge out Night Dew by like 4 seconds. Wow.
7 seconds in the end.
7
yes.
seconds, yeah. It brought you from behind to knock it out. Like after you both were getting the pass at the same time, and then you came back and Night Dew went straight for Zeromus, and you went and grabbed that adamant armor, but clearly the DPS boost brought you back over it. So, whew, excellent way to eke that out.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, have a good night. Let's see if we can get Night Dew in here for a quick interview as well.
Well, as we're waiting on Night Dew, oh, never mind. Good evening, Night Dew. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We are all very, very upset that you were not on tracking duty this evening to pay for your easy time the other night. What'd you think about that seed?
I mean, not much really to think about it. It was linear in all the wrong ways for me. It's always just the key item of the week that tends to trip me up, and sometimes that's Luca key, sometimes that's a tower key. Today it happened to be Twin Harp. Just going there, and I swear I've been playing so much of the other seeds, a bunch of no free lunch, that when I'm walking there, I have to go in my head and say, well, wait a minute here. I'm thinking I'm on a dragon hunt, but there's only 2 key items, and I have to have Luca by logic. So yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, one other thing on that front is you should know this. If you're on the restream, it's always the right decision to go to Dark Elf or Magnet Cave.
Everybody got to hear their music there.
Yeah.
I was actually not able to identify today's music.
It was Eternal Wind from Final Fantasy III. Chad helped us figure that all out.
Yeah, one of the ones that I guess it's one of the least played ones, because I know that it's the main one I've not played. I've done even Final Fantasy II, but never actually played Final Fantasy III. So easy one to miss.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the trackers here, and yeah, I definitely should have tracked this one, apparently.
Pay for your easy job the other night.
Oh, yes.
I mean, if you ever want to do K3, I've done that. So if you want a challenge as a tracker, there you go.
well, maybe, but I'm hoping maybe that's our punishment late in the tournament if it goes that far. But I'm sure I will eventually.
Excellent. Well, GG again. Great job tonight. Gotta love these 17 of 17 seeds. And yeah, reminder to everyone watching, we do have, aside from the Randomania schedule we already went over, there's some notable free enterprise events coming up. Of course, we have our Friday night community race on the Speed Gaming Network, but then Saturday morning at, I believe, 10 a.m. Eastern, is that correct, Scala?
That is correct.
10 a.m. Scala, we have the 10 a.m. Scala, 10 a.m. Eastern, which I guess is also Scala time, is the third of our fourth Zemus Zone League qualifiers. Should be a huge race. Hopefully, a lot of people get in it, and it should be a fun to watch whoever is on the restream that morning. So make sure y'all set your alarms, wake up early, and join us for that. Scala, do you have anything else to add tonight?
No, it was wonderful to have the chance to commentate along with you in Venerable. I do hope that I'll get the chance to do so again, either with you or one of our other many commentators. There's lots to look forward to, lots of good races coming up within the month. And then, of course, we will have the league moving forward. More than likely, I'll probably get the chance to commentate while you're the one racing. So
Ooh.
hopefully I won't commentate or curse you in that case.
No, do it. I love suffering and free enterprise. Just put Wyvern in my way. Sure, let's do this. Go ahead, do your worst, commentator.
Just before we wrap up, I'll just call out the last couple of winners that we've had come in while we were doing our interviews. We had Aizen Tayama come in 12th with 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 32 seconds. After that was F. Coughlin at 13th place with 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 6 seconds. Then we had Iunos at 14th with 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 57 seconds. Then Liam Atlas, 15th with 1 hour, 25 minutes, 25 seconds. And finally, Chokoshura in 16th with 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 40 seconds.
Awesome. GG's to everyone who raced tonight and everyone who's still wrapping up. A bit of a troll seed with some important items hidden in important places. But thank you all for coming out. Thank you to our featured runners tonight, El Magus, Nightdew, Dipwood, and Vitasia. GG to all of you. Thank you to our restreamer and our tracker, both Yanni and Zangief. And thank you, Scala Kitty. First time on the mic. I think you did an amazing job, and I can't wait to hear you do more going forward.
Oh, thank you so much. And it was wonderful to work alongside you in Venerable. You are an excellent commentator, and it was great to practice along with you as well. And I hope to have more fun with everyone here in the community. I think we have a lot to look forward to.
Excellent. Thank you again to everyone for tuning in for the Free Enterprise community and Randomania. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone.